Check out this riff on the Tommy's Margarita. I'm Brian Johnson, and in this episode of Better Cocktails at Home, we are kicking off a project called the Eternal Riff. Now, Chris over at A Bar Above, he also makes good cocktail videos. Highly recommend checking him out. So we've been talking back and forth, and we wanted to do something together to be kind of fun and really kind of, you know, do the videos that we do and his videos and kind of mix them together. So we came up with the concept of what we're calling the Eternal Riff. So much of cocktails is taking an existing cocktail, kind of tweaking it, playing with it, and then creating something new. So how this is going to work is he's going to do a video, and he already did the video, which you can check out here, and I'll link to it. And he did the Tommy's Margarita. So what he's going to do after that, he publishes it. I'm going to say, okay, you're doing that cocktail. I'm going to do a slight variation on it, a riff on it, and then next time he'll do a riff on the cocktail I just created, and so we'll just keep going back and forth until we get tired of doing this. But I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really fun, and we're going to come up with some pretty cool stuff that I think if you trace it back from cocktail number one, the Tommy's Margarita, to whatever we end up with down the road, it's going to be probably a pretty large transformation. So I'm excited about it. It's been pretty cool. And the next video that comes out, you can check out here. I'll link to it here, so you have both options on where to go. But for our cocktail we're going to do, we're riffing on Tommy's Margarita, and I call this one Escape from Margaritaville. So let's get started making it. Now, first I'll just talk a little bit about Tommy's Margarita. So Tommy's Margarita is, Chris made it, 2 ounces Blanco tequila, 1 ounce of lime juice, and half an ounce of agave nectar. So that's Tommy's Margarita. So my first change to this drink is I'm going to switch from Blanco tequila to reposado tequila. It's not quite as bright in your face, so I think it's going to work well with what I'm doing. So I'm going to do 1 ounce of reposado tequila. And add that to my shaker. I'm going to do half ounce of lime juice instead of 1 ounce. Add that in. And then I'm going to do some agave nectar and just do like a bar spoon. So not a lot. That's all that's going to go into our shaker. So we'll add our ice. And we're going to shake. All right, that should be enough. I like serving this in a coupe. So strain that in. So right now we have exactly Tommy's Margarita. To this I'm going to add some beer. So I'm using Ninkasi's Spring Reign Ale here. And I'm going to top it. So we're going to be adding probably about 1.5 ounces or so to the drink. So really it kind of turns it into like a shandy almost. I really like this cocktail. It lightens it up, obviously, so it's not so intense. The proof is lowered, and so it's kind of a nice take on it. And this cocktail is all about proportions, right? So if I did this exact same thing and put it in a pint glass or a Collins glass, you really have to kind of play with it a little bit as far as getting the right ratios and how you kind of serve it and everything, drink it. So this kind of turns into a beer cocktail. And so what I really like about doing this is that anybody who's been making a margarita at home is probably going to have beers around too, you know, depending on what kind you have. But you know, by just kind of slightly altering it, adding the beer to it, you can really have 2 cocktails with pretty much the exact same ingredients, but it just gives you some options. So that's how I make the Escape from Margaritaville. And I'm excited to see what you come up with next, Chris, because I just threw down a beer cocktail. And I know it's early in the Eternal Riff, but I'm excited to see where you take it. And I hope you keep watching as we come up with more cocktails based on the previous one. So That's our entry into the Eternal Riff cocktail series.